Hello guys, welcome back to Surya Zone. So in today's video we are going to see another important and interesting topic, that is the difference between COALESCE, NULLIF, ISNULL and ISNOT-NULL. So before diving into it, I just wanted to mention you guys that we are going to start a 50-day SQL challenge where we are going to solve each problem on one problem on daily basis till for 50 days until 50 days. So that I'm not going to say that is a hard problems. Those are easy to medium level complex questions that are available in the lead codes. Okay, cool. Let's start with this difference between correlational, leaf, is null, and is not null now. Actually, I recorded previously the video, guys. You know, there is some issue with my recorder, so it was not working properly. So that's the reason I have to record it again. Cool, no worries. So today I'm going to explain you what is coalesce, seasonal, null, leaf, and seasonal and seasonal. So that based on that only you people will be understood what is the difference between coalesce and seasonal. Okay, first let's start with coalesce. Coalesce will return first non-null values. So here let's me use the coalesce keyword. Coalesce, it will return the first values. First non-null values, right? So here either we can use the hard-coded values or we can use the columns. Those things can be done. So let's say here I am making it as null and I am making it as true. Okay. So now this particular piece of query will return me 2 because 2 is the first non-null value. Okay, and it can have multiple arguments. So it's not only that I can have only 2 arguments in coalesce. I can have multiple arguments like 3, 4, 5, like that in coalesce function. Okay. So even though if there are multiple arguments, it will return the first non-null value only. So here we are getting only 2. So here we inside, suppose if I have 2 columns are null, or in between if I can get some columns are null, or all the 4 columns are null, only the 5th column cannot be null. So everything can happen, right? So based on the business requirement, we can keep. So even though if the here first 2 columns are null or first 2 hard code values are null, it will return the first non-null value, that is 2. Okay, I hope you people are clear with this. So now let's use the actual column from our product table, which we are using in this particular difference between series. So dbo.product. So in this product table, we do have a column called product name where it is having a null value. So if I run this piece of code, so here if you see, we do have a product name as null. Okay, so let's say if my product name is null, so let me select the product ID also in the select statement. So if my product name is null, instead of product name, I just want to have the product ID. Okay. So wherever the product name is null, it will take the product ID instead of the product name. So, but this query will throw one error now. I will show it to you why. Because here the product name is in a string format and then the product ID is in a integer format. So here the one more thing is the data type should be same. Okay, I hope you people are clear now. So let's say to solve this issue, we can make this product ID as a string. So cast as varchar, and 10 characters will be more than enough for this string. So if I run this piece of code, then wherever the product name is null, so instead of considering the product name as null, we are making it as a product ID. Suppose if the business don't want product ID, if the product name is null, then we can make it as a other product if we are unknown about, or if we are not sure about the actual product name. So let's make it as other products. So now this piece of query will return the product name as null wherever the product name is null. Okay, I hope you people are clear with this coalesce function. And then the next thing is ISNULL function. So this ISNULL function are also return the first non-null value, which is similar to coalesce, but you people may get confused in what is the purpose of coalesce and ISNULL. Actually, like in ISNULL, we can provide only 2 arguments. We cannot provide multiple arguments similar to coalesce. So if I run this piece of query, so this will give me 2. So if I try to add one more argument here, it will fail. See here, it will fail, and also in the code it is throwing an error. So it is showing that the ISNULL function require 2 arguments. Okay, here also we can pass the actual columns. So that will also work here. Okay, so and in few databases you may see the people can use NVL and ISNULL. Actually, in MySQL and Oracle SQL databases and all, we do have this NVL and ISNULL. So which is actually doing the same thing, or which is having the same functionality what this ISNULL is having. Okay, so don't get confused on that. And then the next thing is, let's see null leaf. Okay, so what this null leaf will do is it will check the data that we are providing inside as an argument. So if it will return null if two arguments are same, otherwise it will return the first arguments. Let's say it is a kind of expression matching or condition matching. Let's say if 1 and 1 are equal, right? So this will return null now, because if both are 1, then it will return null. So but suppose here instead of null I do have some other, like instead of 1 I do have some other column called other value called 2. Then this will return the first argument, which is the actual argument 1. So suppose if you want to take if you want to consider two columns, let's say like which here it is hard coded value. Let's say let's just imagine we do have a product ID 1 and product ID 2. So if both are same, then make it as a null. If both are not same, then take the first argument. So in few cases, like based on the requirement, if we want to make anything as a null for some business requirement, then we can use this nullif function. Okay, so this nullif is nothing but it will return null if two arguments are same. Otherwise, it will return the first argument. Okay. So and then the next thing is null and is not null. This can be used with parent having class, and I hope many people are clear in this particular concept, because many will use this in their day-to-day life or when they have started learning SQL. Okay, but I'll just explain you that as well, so that you people will be more clear on that. So dbo.product. So let's say here I am selecting product name, product ID, and then price. Okay, from where? So like let's say if I want to filter for a particular product laptop, we will keep the value query like this, or otherwise we can keep the value like in. Okay, inside in we can give multiple products. But in this what I hope you people are remember or not, in if we even provide null, it will not consider the null value. I have explained this while explaining you the difference between in and exist. I'll give you the link in the description box, please make use of it. Okay, so this will never consider the null, it will only return the laptop. Okay, similarly here also if we made it as equal to and make it as null, now also we will not get the null value where the product name is null, because that is how it is working in SQL. But in modern databases, like if the null is stored instead of actual null value, if this particular null is stored in a string format, that can be queried with the modern database like Databricks and other stuff. But here in SQL Server, we will still see that as a blank only. It is not returning any null. So to find what are all the product names that are null, we can use this isNull function. Okay, so this will return the rows where the product name is null. Okay, we do have only one rows where the product name is null. Similarly, we can use is not null functions. So this will return the rows where the product name is not null. Okay, so it has written the rows where our product name is not null. Okay, I hope you people are clear in this logic. So here we can use this uh, product name with our having class as well. So I will show you an example for that also. So let's make this as price. So is not null, what it will do is it will calculate the total of price where the product name is not null. So if you see for all the products which is not null, it has taken the total of its price. So suppose if I make it as null, it will consider the product wherever the product name is null, it will do the price value accordingly, calculate the price value accordingly. Cool. I hope you people are clear with this. So if you have any doubts, kindly let me know in the comments box. I will reply to you guys. Okay. If you like this video, please feel free to share and subscribe with your friends who are preparing for data engineering interviews or data analyst interviews. It will motivate me to create more quality contents. Okay. Thank you guys. Bye bye.